Austin Hendrick, good road racer, winner earlier this year, Talladega Superspeedway, locked into the playoffs, driving the 2 for Roger Penske.
Riley Herbst, that white car behind him. Sorry, Dale, chasing 2. I think that's by design.
I don't know if I'd be chasing the 2 because the Penske car struggled in practice earlier. This 2 was 28th overall.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is catch him.
It'd be curious to see, though, you know, how much any speed they will gain from some adjustments they could have made between practice and qualifying. Yeah, Riley was 30th, right behind Austin in practice. It's an awesome shot of the cars going through turns 4 and 5.
Drivers you see in our pylon are the 20 that will be a part of this Group 1 session, record a time here, and see how it all blends together after Group 2 has their opportunity.
This tire is the tire that we ran in Coda and Mexico City. It has a little bit more wear and fall off than the tire we ran at Chicago last year. The teams think that fall off might fall somewhere in the middle, Steve, between Coda and Mexico City, but still, I wonder what that might, you know, play into strategy. We know that the teams want to be on pit road as limited as possible, so maybe one stop is possible, or at least flipping the stage, and stage 2 is running all the way to the end. But with this tire and how it has shown some degradation over the races we've used it this year, it's possible you could see somebody take advantage of new tires late in the race. Also in qualifying, you know, you're going to go out there early in this session, go ahead and put a lap down. Does the tire have enough ability to go back out there and fire off and be able to run an even better lap? Or is their lap time, you know, is a fall off with lap time lost from lap to lap too much to overcome?
Yeah, watching these guys compared to themselves, they're looking like they're actually trending better. Like the lap doesn't quite give up on the tire on the first lap. But to your point about the 2's overall speed, we see Hale and Custer jump above him instantly. Gregson down the top of the board by a big margin, 0.7 of a second faster than Hendrick.
You know, Custer jumps up there, was P1, now P2, had a great qualifying run in Mexico City. Finished 6th in that race, and was really good the next week in qualifying in Pocono.
Noah was 14th overall in practice, and now at the top of the board, just about 3/10 quicker than what he ran in practice. Cole Custer came all the way from 31st in practice up to 2nd overall right now, and he's improved 8/10, almost a full second.
Custer won the Xfinity race here a couple of years ago. Austin Hill up there in the top 5 doing double duty this weekend. Full-time on the Xfinity side as Riley Herbst now jumps to the top. And if you go back to Mexico City, remember he qualified inside the top 15 at a very competitive race car when we were there last month.
30th overall in practice, and now he improved by more than a second on his practice time.
Will Brown, P1 in the 13, that third entry for Team Kaulig.
I think the 13 tried to get a decent lap down to make sure he was in the race. One of those cars that needed to qualify in and then to really put a flyer out there.
Custer improves again, up to 4th. He's going to come down pit road.
McDowell into 2nd in that Grillo pickle machine, popular paint scheme in the garage. Right there to 2nd, good for him.
You know, his best career finish on a road course, Indianapolis, his rookie campaign, finished top 5 before we went back oval racing into Brickyard. A lot of good young talent inside the top 10. Speaking of which, 67, Corey Heim won the last 3 road races in the Truck Series where he competes full-time.
Yeah, I talked to this group yesterday, and they were the team that kind of got me onto that strategy of, hey, we're going to just ask them to go run what we think is a good enough lap to make the field, see where that shakes out, and then kind of let them loose. But we saw, look at the stacked talent that have issues, right? Chase Elliott and those guys. So right now, Heim is the slowest.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. He ran
slower than Bullet.
He ran a whole second faster in practice. Corey Heim did in that 67. I wonder if he had an issue on his lap because he didn't continue to run. He came to pit road after making just one single lap on the racetrack. So was there some contact somewhere as you're watching this 42-car struggle? Just overdriving that final corner. best thing to exit there, having to kind of stop the car out of the wall there, just right at the point where you want to be accelerating.
And I'm with you, that Heim. So I had the 66 of the go or go homers in practice needing the most pace, but he's ahead of Heim. So either a too conservative a lap or an issue. But that's going to be the story for this last 12 minutes for me, right? Is can Heim go out there? Can he get his composure? Can he put a better lap on the feet, on the board? Remember, Denny Hamlin, the 11 won't run. Neither the 24 of Byron. So those two names will stay shaded.
Ryan Blaney out on track. His teammates have already made a lap here. Group 1 qualifying. Logano 6th, Hendrick 9th on the board. Blaney has won on the road. Got it done at the Roval a number of years ago. But it's been a while since he finished top 5 in a road race. He's trying to regather his rhythm as drivers will.
Most of the Penske cars all struggled in practice. This car did not. What did they bring to the racetrack that maybe their teammates can add to their cars, if anything?
Yeah, it's crazy. I look at these Penske cars and I think about qualifying last week and how they just dominated the session on Friday. If you throw Josh Berry in there from the Wood Brothers, they take the front 2 rows. Then they get involved in those crashes. They have no fruit for their labor. So you come to this weekend, practice didn't go great for them. We'll see how it nets out in qualifying and ultimately what strategy they can employ here tomorrow to make something out of it in the race.
11 City. Copy, thank you. Two laps here. Everyone's faster on the second.
So we worried about Corey Heim and maybe some problems on his lap, and here's the contact. Oh, he had a big moment. And you can see the left rear's bent. The toe link may be bent on that left rear. It looks like it's towed out to me, Steve, from this contact right here.
I agree. Obviously, it didn't break. The tire would be going back and forth, but it's bent, shortening it up, pointing that tire to the left, which means it's going to be very hard for Heim to improve. Slowest of the cars here that need to qualify, Catherine Legg in the next group. That'll be basically her target time. She has to outrun Heim, and that will be a major hit for Toyota in 2311. If Corey Heim, you pointed out his truck numbers, unbelievable. Missing or not making the show was not even a consideration, I think, for the 67 car.
Well, the contact with the wall would not result in a whole full second lost in time. He had to drive the remainder of that lap, quite a few corners, with that toe link bent. Very, very uncomfortable, and still ran a 32.9, just 1 second off of what he practiced. So I'm actually kind of impressed with his ability to go ahead and complete the lap and maybe put down enough of a lap time to get him into the race.
Yep.
Blaney coming back to that alternate start-finish line off of turn 11. See where he flashes. Up to 9th, Danielle.
Adam, wouldn't surprise anybody if this guy, Michael McDowell, won the race tomorrow and punched his ticket to the playoffs, given how good he is on road courses and how fast you were in practice, Michael. As you watch this group qualify, what are you thinking to make your lap?
I think everybody has all eyes on SCG here to see how big of a lap he puts up, but really proud of everybody at Spire Motorsports. We got a fast Chevy. We didn't have the outright just quick 1 lap speed, but 5 lap, 10 lap, it held on really good. So looking forward to that for the race tomorrow. But today's all about that 1 lap, so we'll see if we can get this DePaul University car in front, maybe start on the pole. Haven't had a real course pole yet, so it's a big to-do. Hopefully we got the car to do it today. But it's a tough place. I mean, you just got to put it right on the line, and you take big chances for a big lap and hope it pays off.
You haven't had a pole on a road course, but you did have a top 5 in this race last year, so we wish you the best of luck tomorrow. Let's send it back up to Adam.
Chase Briscoe jumped to 3rd.
Yeah, I wanted to make a point right here, watching this 88 of Shane Van Gisbergen run around the racetrack, and right behind him is Suarez in the 99, trending just a 10th down from Brown's time. Not even in the green.
Shane Van Gisbergen goes to the top, and right behind him, there he is following along, Daniel Suarez.
So Daniel, that was, I feel like pretty smart of Daniel to go out there and follow his teammate. Daniel was 34th in practice, way down the sheet, struggling with that car. He goes out there and intentionally follows the 88 as we see Blaney pop up to the second spot on his second lap. So that's really going to benefit Daniel, give him a much, much better starting spot had he not been able to go out there and sort of have that rabbit to chase around the racetrack here in qualifying.
Chase Briscoe, bottom left, you see flashing into the green. He is heading into turn 7. This is where I thought SVG just really excelled, is through this Congress Plaza, but the 19 holding strong. Man, this would be a big upset. Even Michael McDowell was looking at SVG's lap.
He's been a major leaguer in qualifying this year. 4 poles for Briscoe. And there he goes. 1:30.273. Impressive for the driver from Mitchell, Indiana.
Wow. That's amazing. What a lap. I talked to SVG this week. He kind of took me for a lap around here and broke it down for the fans. And I said, who's your biggest competition? He said, you will have no idea how much the whole garage improved from year 1 to year 2. So coming here, he didn't dare list a name, Dale, because he said there are many drivers that in the right car on the right day could absolutely outrun me.
Briscoe went out there and found 2 seconds.
Wow.
2 seconds for practice. He was 27th on the board overall. And went out there and now you can find a couple tenths here and there, maybe do some things a little bit better, but he found chunks of lap time on the racetrack.
Briscoe, a winner at Pocono, locked into the playoffs. His first victory arriving to 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing. But as I said, really, really good on pole day this season is Briscoe. Barry just jumped up to 16th on the board.
And this is SVG down the front stretch. So he ran a very slow, like 20 seconds off lap, I think, to cool everything. And now that Briscoe has put that lap up, I think SVG has got information over the radio. Keep going. Don't come to pit road. You got to see if you can improve. So far, right there. I mean, dead even with Briscoe. Heim is also the point. Now remember, we're not thinking Heim for the pole, but he needs to run maybe a couple seconds off Briscoe. A second and a half would be a big improvement for Heim. Look at SVG. Can he do it? Suarez is out there still chasing him.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Worked the first time, do it again. Teammates at Trackhouse.
Or better. Yeah, he's a real good spot.
Look at this lap. Into 6.
Going.
Down the hill, Michigan Avenue, the right-hander at turn 7. He has 4 tenths in his pocket coming through Congress Plaza.
He wants to take the air out of the 19 cars balloon right here in a big way, and it is going to be in a monster way.
Hey, Chase, beat this one. I mean, just an incredible lap for Shane Van Gisbergen. Under a minute and a half. That is unreal.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
67, just, I don't think he could improve. He's still going. You see the car comes at you crooked. And I mean, the toe link's bent so much. We don't want to know about what the toe link does. Watch this car get down the straightaway. I mean, look, that's not an optical illusion. It is bent so much the tail is to the left. But he knows, as the slowest current car, that Catherine Legg has the opportunity to eliminate him if she can run faster in the next group. So he's out there with everything on the line, trying to nurse a bent and broken car to a better lap. It's crab walking at you. I'm with you, Dale. If he improves, this is as impressive as SVG was. This is as good a drive for me if Corey Heim can somehow get this car around the lap.
Celebrating his 23rd birthday today. And you don't want to deal with the disappointment of missing the show.
He ran 1 lap on the racetrack before this one. It was a 1:33.3. Not as good as the 1:32.9 that he ran earlier. So he's going to try to run this second lap here now that he kind of maybe understands what that rear end's doing. And boy, big moment right there for him. Big moments in this car, just uncomfortable.
He did just tell him to look at his water temp and put the alternator on.
And he does improve. He goes to a 1:32.5.
That lap could be the difference. If he makes the race, what he just did on a bent rear suspension car, give me the reason he's here. And I'm with you. The 90-degree corners he can figure out, but those long sweeping ones look super uncomfortable.
Malecki had returned to the track and gone a little quicker too. His best lap of 1:31.98 in the 66. We pick up Christopher Bell in the 20. Talked earlier about how good he's been on the road. Winner earlier this season in Circuit of the Americas. Second in Mexico City. After he qualified outside the top 30, drove it through the field.
Scattered all over. Last ditch efforts to try to improve. Even if you can't be the fastest and win the pole, you can continue to improve your session. I have my eye on Will Brown all the way down there, currently in 5th. Another supercar driver.
Supercar champion. Got it done a season ago, did Will Brown. Second in the championship this year.
Jumps up to 3rd.
Yeah, 2 Penske drivers inside the top 5 right now.
After the practice, Dale, you pointed out a couple times. I agreed. They didn't really show great practice, but they're showing up in qualifying.
Bell stays 9th. You talked earlier about put somebody in a position for success and they'll bulldog their way to the finish. That's Joey Logano too, right? I mean, you just give him an opportunity and he will take advantage. 3rd right now in qualifying and looking for more as we go under a minute remaining in this Group 1 qualifying session. And you just have to start your lap. You don't have to finish it before the clock expires. So still some work to be done for a number of drivers.
He's got to be really happy too because they were way down in 33rd on the board in practice and not any speed in his car. Some of his teammates struggled as well. So the changes that they made on this car have really helped Logano and probably brightened up his thoughts and expectations for tomorrow.
Logano stays 3rd. Time winding down. Shane Van Gisbergen at the top. This is Group 1. Group 2 will go out, and they will get 20 minutes as well to try and blend them all together. And problems here for Noah Gregson in the 4.
So that's what a broken toe link looks like, right? We've seen bend where they point the wrong direction. When it finally breaks, this is what happens. It just flops around back and forth. He's already off speed right here, so yeah, it finally breaks. He's obviously hit something.
Yeah, I would imagine where he's at on the racetrack, that was probably another turn for a victim.
His fast lap had him 12th here in Group 1.
As we watch this second group get ready to go,
Dale just transitions right back.
Dale's like, I don't know what you idiots are talking about, but qualifying's happening.
Hey, Steve Adam, I've had enough of your nonsense.
I wore the shirts. That's the line I'm drawing.
I noticed the 48 car Bowman was in this line of cars pulling out on the racetrack, so the toe link repair to that car is done, and they're going to go out there and make an effort to qualify. Unlike his teammates, Byron and Chase Elliott, who had to go to the garage for further repairs on their cars. And there is Catherine Legg at the back of this field. Catherine Legg has a chance to maybe go out there and qualify her way into this field. Mime struggled in qualifying with the damage to his car and ran a 132.5. Catherine was at a 94 flat in practice. She also got into the tires and may have had some repairs as well to make. So this is a very dramatic qualifying session. We're going to find out exactly how this is all going to play out over the next 18.5 minutes.
I didn't have the Catherine Legg Corey Heim face-off on the bingo card coming of the weekend, but here we are with Group 2.
It's a little practice for your bracket right here because it's head-to-head. This is the driver here, though. When Briscoe being second, another Gibbs car with Ty Gibbs driving it.
And Bell fourth.
Yeah, it's a big gap to SVG, but down in Mexico, we watched a heck of a battle between Gibbs and SVG, and I think we could see something here today.
I'm still curious, how would everything have played out in Mexico if the caution didn't come, you know?
Yeah, so basically the caution you're talking about is there was a split decision on strategy, and the caution ruined the 54s. It's kind of sunk them. Look right here, trending green. It's only one corner, but at this point, you'll take any green on the board. Gave it a little bit up.
And this is only lap 1. We've seen them all improve on lap 2. Shane went out and ran his best lap on the 3rd lap on tires, so a little bit of speed in the tire before it starts to fall off. I'd be really surprised, really, really impressed if anybody went out there and beat SVG on lap 1 of their run here. Oh my goodness.
Right now, nobody gets a second lap.
That makes me so nervous.
Oh my goodness.
They just look out of control in those braking zones to turn 4, and they're flying, you know.
I think they are out of control.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a little bit of controlled chaos as they bounce your way down in there.
Yeah.
He was like, I think I'm going a little easier in 6.
Goodness. Squealing and screaming around this racetrack. Now Bowman, who was behind us 54 as Gibbs completes his lap, was way off the pace, and he has held up all of those cars behind him.
Yeah.
Coming to the start-finish line. That's probably hurt the lap time for Dylan. As well as Buscher.
Buscher's lap was 3rd, so, you know, it was a good lap, but to your point, it could have maybe been held up a little bit.
Lap 1, in a little traffic. 3rd, pretty good for Buscher, and all the hopping around for Gibbs that we watched, he's 4th.
Now Bowman ran that first lap. It was quite a bit off pace, but maybe just trying to fill this thing out as they made those repairs to the lip rear suspension, and now he seems to be pushing a little harder, only 2/10 off as he's about a third of the way through the lap. Great shot right here. You can see him a little more conservative than most through that corner. Certainly respecting the danger in turn 4.
Allmendinger 10th on lap 1. He's on track right now into 16.
I don't think this is a too terrible lap for Alex, actually.
It's so hard because SVG is so far out from 2nd.
He lost about a quarter of a second, maybe almost a half a second there in the last couple of corners, but that puts him up to 5th.
Yeah.
From outside the top 20 to inside the top 5 for Alex Bowman.
1 second is the gap from 1st to 5th, and most of that is from 1st to 2nd. I mean, SVG over 6/10 clears. Catherine Light continues her first lap, just didn't have the pace. This one is kind of trending right on. She needs to find a little pace through here. This will be better than the first lap, but I don't think this is close enough yet. As you said, Dale, these tires allow multiple runs. Let's see what this lap is. She needs to run a 32 and change. That's a 33 and change, so she picked up a lap. Oh, man, that's a big hit with the left front tire.
Once you get behind and you start chasing it, it just gets more and more difficult, which I would say is what makes what Corey Heim did so impressive, because he knew he had the issue, and he was able to go out and massage a wounded race car and pick up some speed. And that fine line, just overdoing it, trying to get too much.
This lap, once again, is an improvement on the lap before. She's only about a half a second off back in here into turn 4. About 1 second off right here. So that's 1 second off SVG. So to give you an idea, Heim is, we'll call it 3 seconds. It's a little under. It's like 2.8 change. So she's trending the right direction. Can she continue? This is 6 over to 7. And she is trying to make the field to send Corey Heim home in a 23-11 car. This would be a huge Saturday story in the Cup Series on the streets.
One little miscue, and you can throw it all away.
Oh, that's a mistake right there. That's going to cost her about almost a full second.
I know. She's right there. She has a chance. She needs a good turn 11. Can she hustle it to 11? To eliminate Heim. She does it, right?
Yeah, she sure did.
She does.
36.
A tenth quicker than Corey Heim and Catherine Legg in the race. Corey Heim will be going home.
And now you just say 78, just shut it down, all right? Just shut it down. You did what you needed to do.
Wow, what a great job behind the wheel by Catherine Legg. You want to talk about pressure of winning a race? How about pressure of being around for race day?
Reddick brings it back to 5th. Ryan Priest, we talked about him earlier. Great qualifying effort, started front row, Mexico City. He's up in the top 5. Kyle Busch just went up to 3rd. 4-time winner on the road is Kyle Busch in his career.
23 cars turned around on the racetrack right here. He's
fine.
Well, it's killing these guys' laps. They're trying to finish and start finishing.
Oh, yeah. They're all like, oh, my God.
Come on, why do you want to spin here? And for Bubba, this is a big story because he was great in practice. And that spin killed the lap, but also didn't kill the tires. He's 32nd. Man, we have a lot going on here in the second.
Gosh, this reminds me a little bit Bubba Wallace at Pocono when they were so good in practice. Had the issue with the starter, couldn't make a qualifying run. You know what I mean?
That was emotional.
And now you just chase it all day long. And ultimately, they had all the brake issues in the race, and maybe it ended up, not mattering. But the one thing this team did so well early in the year is score stage points. And you put yourself in position to score stage points by delivering on qualifying day. With that, pick up the 71, Michael McDowell on track.
Yeah, the 71 right here in Congress Plaza, and behind him, after we watch the 71, is the 45. Well, here you are on board. He was only about a 10th off. He gave up some time right here, but only a half a second off SVG. This is going to be a lap. McDowell jumps to 2nd, and then Reddick 3rd, basically on top of one another.
McDowell's going to be something to watch. I mean, Danielle talked earlier, I think, about the fact he's finished top 10 both races here. And 5th earlier this season in Mexico City, and Reddick too. We mentioned that he was chasing down Bowman into the race last season, got into the wall, but a really good road racer, was 2nd here at Chicago last season.
Let's take a look at the replay of Bubba Wallace and how he got himself turned around here.
Okay, full regroup here. Yeah, I just hit it damn near 90 degrees square. Yeah, I don't see any issues back here. Yeah, you're scuffed across the Toyota. That's it. I don't see anything wrong with the quarter payables at all.
He gassed it up and he hit it. He said square, which I agree, kind of square to the rear bumper. And then watch this. The 5 slow, the 38 slows, and now look right here, the 43. He's like, oh.
And these guys are coming to begin their laps. Like, that's at the start-finish line. So they're coming to throttle up and begin the lap right here. So that kills this lap. They have to go all the way back around another time before they can actually start to time a competitive lap.
It's chaos on the streets, Adam. We haven't even got racing yet.
Oh, the 6 of Brad Keselowski's backed it into the tire barrier. Looks like he's going to get away without any real damage. So Brad gets down into turn 7 right here. First time we've really seen a car have a problem here. Downhill braking zone. Easy to get in trouble, but kind of bounces off the tire barrier. It should be okay.
His 2 teammates right now inside the top 10. Priest 6th, Busher 7th as we ride along with BK.
I think Brad's going to keep on running. Go ahead and keep on qualifying here. See him continuing his lap. And here's the 2 that were kind of blocked by Bubba Wallace. And the 43 at Jones says, I'm done with my lap. I'll get out of your way here if you want to keep running. Little gentlemanly behavior right there to allow Zane Smith to continue a lap. Zane in 28th, Jones in 31st.
watching the tracker. McDowell in the green down there was.
Yeah, he's over on the backside of the track in turn 5. So still half of the lap to go for McDowell.
Suarez teammate on track, top 5, maybe 6th in practice. Really good was the 77.
Oh, Mr. Excitement.
Suarez just about a third of the way through the lap, coming through turn 2.
Oh, man.
Golly. I just feel like they're never going to make the turn. When they start seeing them braking there, they start hopping and bouncing and squealing. The tires.
Walking, I mean, you get to turn 3, that little elbow you talked about, you look down into turn 4 and you think there's not a turn there. It's like you're just driving off to the end of the earth.
It just passes the eye test. Every time I'm like, oh, no, he's not going to make it. No. And he made it all of a sudden. It's crazy how fast they go through turn 4.
Well, we came here in year 1. Oh, he's in trouble. God, how did he wreck? Hey, we came here in year 1 and none of them really were. They didn't know the track well enough to really drive the cars the way they're driving them now. They're driving like animals around this racetrack.
They are.
It's just insane. And then we had a lot of weather, rain, and so forth in the first 2 races that kind of took away their ability to really push the track on truly dry, circumstances. And so we're seeing some very impressive hustle.
Well, you lit up. Briscoe said it was the most intense qualifying of the year. Think about this. 15-second laps at Bristol, 200 miles an hour at Michigan. There's a lot of different things these drivers tackle over the course of the year, and he says this is the most intense session of the year. It says everything you need to know.
Look at Spire.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 3rd on the board with McDowell and Hocevar. This is an organization that's picked up a couple of poles this year, but they did so at the 1.5 miles. Now flexing their muscles on the road. Adaptability is such a big thing, and that to me is what's been impressive about Carson Hocevar. Just the dynamic speed that he has at so many different types of venues, and we've really seen it when you look at how the schedule lays out the last month, 6 weeks or so.
I can't believe just how Spire's become competitive. And this 77 car, it's all the same people for the most part that have been there for years. It's not like they added a ton of new people and all of a sudden made the team better. These are the same people that were with this team when it was ran more as a business and out there just trying to make the bottom line work. And when they got the funding and support to be able to go out there and try to go for wins, the people they had were talented enough to go out there and make it happen. So I know McDowell's done a lot of a little more managing of his own individual team and brought in some people and so forth of his own, but pretty impressive across the board what Spire's able to do. I just never imagined a day where I would see Spire going out there and competing with 2 cars today that are in the top 5 with a real legitimate shot to win the race this weekend. It's really cool.
Trying to add to this list, last 5 races on the road, 5 different winners. Plenty of parity when it comes to this style.
Alex Bowman is going to thunder the streets of Chicago.
Chris Buescher wins at the Glen in the most spectacular style.
This California kid has just been dominant. Christopher Bell goes back-to-back.
These early course races are just so much fun.
Racing in Mexico City. And the first name on the trophy is Shane Van Gisbergen.
That's all good. That's amazing. Thank you.
Will we see the rugby punt or a celebration of a different kind here in Chicago? Someone quite capable. Kyle Larson was 15th in practice. And he's going to get honored here.
There's about 6 cars out on the racetrack right now with Kyle. But a lot of clean racetrack out here in front of him.
23 of Bubba Wallace spun around in turn 11, a little bit of damage. Let's listen in if they think they can get another lap.
Okay, so here's the plan. So if you're going to start it up in neutral, we're going to push you out and get you a bit of a going running start here, and then use your clutch at the same time just in case it happens to work, and get into first. No throttle until it actually gets into first so we don't damage the transaxle.
So it sounds like they have a clutch issue, saying if the clutch works. You mentioned the car wouldn't start. This is some mechanical. Now, it did spin out. I don't know if this is part of the wreck, but
Looks like he's got it fired off there. and he's on his way. And remember, they had a starter issue in Pocono too, trying to go into qualifying where the car was locked. The starter actually broke a couple teeth off and locked the entire drive line up.
Larson looking good here. Turn 11, back to the alternate start-finish line for driver 5. Lost a little there through Congress Plaza, but he's going to make a jump up to 14th.
Wait, confirm your brake clamps here.
Inside of 3 minutes to go. Group 2 practice.
I know we've covered a lot. William Byron, Chase Elliott, Denny, Hamlin have not run. They're not going to run. Just to your point, Adam, that we know they're going to be coming from the back because of damage. Oh, man.
He will throw it around on AJ Allmendinger.
The tire squealing is like a new thing for me because there's not a lot of tracks we can hear the squealing.
Yeah.
Currently 16th on the board for Allmendinger. He stays right there. A couple of seconds behind on that lap. 3 career wins, all of them coming on the road for the driver out of California.
Only 2/10 off.
It seems like everybody's able to stay relatively close to the speed of SVG up until around this part of the racetrack here. Now the backside of the track is where SVG really gets it done, and that's because you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 all right there together. A lot of content in the racetrack in terms of really hitting the line perfectly. And SVG is just so good at putting multiple corners up to 23 with another issue here.
You know, he had flashed the green right when he started his lap.
Man, this day went away quick, didn't it?
Big time.
We're good. We can keep running.
So, look, the team's like, we're basically last. So even if...
A caution out there on the caution line into turn 4. Oh boy, he slows down.
Oh, I bet they're going to check the tire barrier.
Yeah, so he backed it into the tire barrier at turn 2, pretty deep. And NASCAR will absolutely want to see if those tires are going to be ready to handle the next car that goes into them.
Wow, there you go. You see how good of a job they did, but here will be a great shot. Look at that.
Yeah, so they'll have to re-straighten up the tire pack.
And with 56 seconds left, remember earlier when Chase Elliott's team said 1:19 to come around and get a green? I don't see anyone can start another lap.
Yeah.
We'll see if NASCAR makes it official or if they add time. But with 56 seconds and everyone starting from pit road, unless they don't make everybody come back to pit road, there's a few cars rolling around slow, but I imagine they will.
And Bubba had such a great practice session, and now sitting 38th of the cars.
Check your coach here for me.
The last of the cars that have timed.